Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. That seems about right. Hello everybody and welcome to another movie review vlog, and this time around we're going to be taking a look at a few very unique movies. And seeing as how February is Black History Month, I figured I might as well make a nice little change of pace for once and review a few movies with more of the minority culture, obviously, and just give my 2 cents on a variety of these types of movies throughout the month of February. It's not going to be a sequential type of movie reviews or anything like that. It's just something to add a little bit of interesting critiques to the mix, and what I think about these certain various movies that talk about oppression and black actors leading various movies and everything else, and also these pivotal moments throughout American history and racism and all that stuff. So, with that said, let's talk about 42 with some baseball. Hope I don't swing those lights. So, 42 is pretty much the baseball movie starring Chadwick Boseman as Jackie Robinson, who plays his first year in the major leagues for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Now, this movie pretty much focuses on his rookie years as the character Jackie Robinson. And from the stories I've heard when it came to Jackie Robinson's first year or two, people, especially, a lot of white people pretty much gave him a lot of crap. And of course, they don't hold back in this movie either. From the racial slurs to the death threats, and also throwing the balls right directly at his face, there was a lot of intense moments, I would have to say. You know, for a movie that's based on true events, this is a lot of a more lighter tone, believe it or not, because there are a lot of stories that, apart from going through all of this stuff from Jackie Robinson, he also got a lot more degraded, he got berated, of course, and there were times where the people threw trash at him, or the white people throwing cups filled with human waste right at him when he was going from the dugout and back to the field. And of course, they didn't show any of that in that movie, which probably good on them. But at the same time, you kind of feel the type of emotion that pretty much went through with the character throughout this movie. And I will have to say that Chadwick Boseman does a pretty fine job when it comes to handling all of those racial slurs and everything else, but at the same time, he just felt a little too one-tone, one-dimensional, because there are times where he doesn't give that much dialogue except for a few serious moments when it comes to being berated and being called all these racial slurs and everything else, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I do have to say that it pretty much went so far as to, you can see the faces on some of the white actors, some in particular like this guy, who pretty much called him the racial slur multiple times, to the point where he has that look on his face like, guys, I seriously don't want to do this. But of course, racism is no laughing matter, right? Dude watches. And I just want to say that, you know, Chadwick Boseman played a very decent job as Jackie Robinson, but at the same time, it felt like he didn't have that much dialogue. It was just mostly, I want to play the game, I want to be the best, and everything else. And of course, I felt like a lot of the supporting characters had a lot more going for them in this movie than Chadwick Boseman playing as Jackie Robinson, because they decided that, you know, Jackie Robinson had no other ulterior motives other than just playing the game of baseball, and they decided to help them out. It's more of a team-building exercise throughout the entire movie, and at the same time, it just felt like they pretty much a lot of their teammates and also their fans pretty much overcame the racism. And if Jackie Robinson can play a very good game, it seems like he can do a very good job at baseball, so why bother even judging him for the color of the skin? And Harrison Ford also does a pretty good job playing the general manager as well, and I will have to say that he did come off a little bit gruff at times, like a bulldog, but he was more or less like a very sentimental bulldog, you know, always helping out Jackie Robinson through the ordeal throughout his first year, and just teaching him not to fight back and just play the game and win games in general, which, of course, spoiler alerts, Jackie Robinson does get through it all and win the pennant and a World Series or two. I think it's one. I do apologize for that. If you guys don't know, I highly recommend looking up Jackie Robinson on Wikipedia or Google search or whatever to see all of his great accomplishments. And he did win Rookie of the Year as well during that year. And but for the most part, from the movie, there was a lot of. This movie also had a lot of heart, a lot of turmoil, and of course, if you don't have a soft heart, I highly recommend taking a look at it. But even for a movie that's PG-13, they refrain from the cussing, but not so much on the racial slurs, which, if you ask me, is kind of ridiculous. But overall, it was a pretty decent movie. I would have to say, apart from Chadwick Boseman's kind of, stagnant acting at times, I will have to say that another thing I really didn't like about this is that there was this narration at the very end where, I mean, not narration, more or less the subtitles where they give the highlights of all these other baseball players and what went on, and then there was this, they highlighted this one kid who said he went on to become a baseball player too. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But in the end, a lot of people did a very good job, and in a nice little reenactment, it was a great little time period as well of these guys replaying these roles of the 1940s. And with that said, I would have to give this movie a 42, a 4 out of 5 stars. Pretty decent, pretty good. And of course, if you guys have a bit of a high tolerance when it comes to racial slurs and whatnot, I highly recommend checking this movie out. And with that said, that's one movie down and a few more to go throughout Black History Month. And if you guys like what you see, feel free to subscribe and throw up those notifications as always. And if you guys want to support the channel as well, just feel free to look me up on Patreon for the $1 a month club for your requests as well. And with that said, I will see you all next time.